Hello and welcome. We've got the second campaign video here today, and we're doing another unusual setup and a bit of a different game type. Here's how we've drawn the schematics. So basically the Necron deployment zone is a set of two 2-foot squares, so 2 across and 2 down, so 4 square feet really, on either side. Then the Tau have not quite as much, but fairly close, and it gives them a better position. They have a semicircle that begins about here, and it goes 4 feet across in diameter, and then it's 2 feet in radius. So you can see how they've deployed. Right, the Tau finished their first turn, and we'll take a quick look at what happened. Broadsides fired on the Nightbringer with their smart missile systems because they can't see him, but they did nothing. These two guys who were over here fired off missile pods at the Immortals and killed some of them. And all of these guys, and also the Hammerhead fired at the Immortals. And these two guys who were over there made a jump back after they fired their missile pods and knocked a wound off one of those, and these guys finished it off. And this Hammerhead scattered a shot and missed everything. But in total, one Immortal went down because they've got a res orb over there, so he got back up, and one Wraith has been taken out. But we'll see how the Necrons do in their first turn. Okay, the Necrons have finished their first turn, and you can see that they've moved up the battlefield. These 3 heavy destroyers fired on the Hammerhead, and it's now shaken. The 2 Wraiths entered combat, and they managed to kill 1 shield drone and wound 1 of each type of battle because the bodyguards and the commander are different types, so you can allocate wounds separately on them. So they've each taken a wound. And let's see, the Campagin shard moved up a bit and ran. The Immortals with their Overlord moved up, and so did the Destroyers, and they all fired on these warriors, and there are only 6 left, but they're holding for now. So we'll see what happens in turn 2. Okay, we finished the Tau turn 2, and by stroke of luck both of the Devilfish came on with their 6 warriors inside, but they've just stood there. And let's see what else happened. The 2 sets of crisis battle suits, and both of the broadsides fired at the Campagin, and he's gone now. He got taken out. And the warriors moved back because they apparently they thought they were going to get hit by him, but they didn't. So in the end they couldn't shoot at anything, but it's alright. Over here, in the combat between the Wraiths and the bad suits, a bodyguard has been taken out, and the Shazo has taken 1 more wound. And obviously this hammer couldn't do anything because it was shaken or stunned or something last time, so it couldn't do anything at all. And this one fired a blast marker over there, which killed a single Immortal. And that's it. So we'll see what happens in the Necrons' retaliation in turn 2. Okay, the Necrons have finished their turn 2. The 3 destroyers blew up the Hammerhead over here. No wounds inflicted in the combat. What else happened? All of these guys moved up, and they all fired on the warriors who were over here and finished them off. And then Praetorians deep struck in here, and they managed to take out 2 shield drones and wound 1 of the broadsides. So we'll see what the Tau do in their 3rd turn. Right, the Tau finished their turn 3, so we'll take a quick look at what happened. Over here, nothing at all happened because neither side could get any wounds through. Yes, the 2 Devilfish moved out. The yellow one moved over there, so it's going to try and get to that objective. And this one it dropped off its drones over here, then it moved over here so it can drop into explorers, and these two drones fired on the Praetorians and did nothing. The broadsides fired on the Praetorians and did nothing. The two crisis suits here fired at the immortals and fired at the destroyers and did nothing. These two crisis suits fired at the destroyers and did nothing. The hammerhead fired both of its burst cannons at the destroyers, which did nothing, and then managed to kill one with a scattered blast. So that's pretty much all that the Tau did. A lot of missing and not wounding anything. But we'll see how the game pans out in the Necron turn 3. Okay, the Necrons have finished their turn 3. So we'll take a quick look at what has happened. Over here, the Shazo and his one remaining bodyguard and shield drone, they won the combat and they have consolidated. Gonna move over there, take out some destroyers. Heavy destroyers, sorry. Then that hammerhead got blown up by those heavy destroyers. And let's see, one of the crisis suits got taken out, and same for this side. So both of the teams have lost a member, and that guy's on 1 wound because of fires from destroyers on this one and warrior immortals on that one. The Praetorians managed to kill the broadsides, so there are none left. And that's all that happened. So the Necrons, I believe, are on 400 points. So in order to get a win now, the Tau are going to have to at least hold this objective and not contest it. But we'll see how the game pans out in turn 4. Okay, the Tau finished their turn 4, and we'll take a look at what happens. The command squad moved up, and they opened fire on the heavy destroyers, killing one, who didn't get back up. Both of these crisis monats now fired their missile pods at the destroyers, and they killed 2 of them, and both of them got back up again. The 2 drones tried to do the same thing and did nothing, so they just use their jump pack moves to move over a bit, and they'll actually be providing cover for that battle suit. And that Devilfish moved over, and so did this one a little bit, but that's pretty much all that's happened because the Tau don't have a lot left on the table. But we'll see what happens in Necron turn 4. Okay, that's Necron turn 4, and a disastrous event for the Tau. Their Devilfish that moved over here got blown up by those 2 remaining heavy destroyers, and 5 of the guys inside got killed, so there's just this one guy left to try and take this objective. And then all of these guys showed up, so they actually helped shoot it, and they only got stunned and something else beforehand though. And over here, let's see, all of these guys moved over. The destroyers took out a crisis suit. Then the Overlord and his immortals assaulted the Devilfish. The immortals didn't even have to bother hitting it because the Overlord managed to blow it up. But we decided it'd be quite funny if its anti-grav fields were still in place, so it was just a floating wreck. And 2 of the guys inside got killed, so there are just 4 left to hold this objective, which is pretty much worth everything now, because they need that to try and win the game. And that's what happened. So we'll see how the Tau do in their turn 5. The Tau have finished their turn and they have fought heroically. We're not sure whether we're going to end the game after the Necron turn, but we'll see what happens. As you can see, this Fire Warrior is holding the objective. He managed to kill a single heavy destroyer on his own before the command squad finished that one off. And he's holding it. He's not contesting it at the moment, but he might if that Ghost Arc moves over. Then we've got this crisis suit moved back a bit, fired off some shots which should have killed the destroyer, but he peskily got back up again. So the gun drones decided to assault them, and one of them survived luckily, and it pulled them away from the objective, so it's not contested unless these guys move up, which they probably will. Which means that the Tau could win if it doesn't get contested, which it will. So we'll see how the Necrons do in their turn 5. Okay, we've finished the game there. Because there aren't very many Tau left, and they can't actually win now because they have no troops left. You can see here the warriors and actually the Cryptek, who I forgot to mention earlier, who has a Voltaic staff. They popped out of the Ghost Ark and they finished them off. And over on this side, the Praetorians killed the last warriors just by shooting them, and the destroyers managed to kill that last drone. So all that's left on the table for the Tau, all they have left are the Commander Squad and the Crisis suit, Death Ring suit, sorry. And it was an interesting game, especially in comparison to the last one where they did so well against the Necrons. So we'll be thinking about how to set up the next game, and if you have any ideas, just leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in my other videos.